All right, guys, good morning. This video is geared towards discussing the compare and contrast outline. I want to make sure that there's a good understanding of what you need to do, okay? So obviously this assignment is due today, so I wanted to post really quickly so that there's no confusion about the assignment itself and what needs to happen for the outline. So first and foremost, now obviously the link for the assignment is here, and as you see there is a template. I tried to make sure that there was a template for both the block method and the point-by-point method, and we'll talk about those in just a second. The first thing that you do need to do is go into this writing a compare and contrast outline folder. So I tried to make sure that I kind of put together some information for you guys, so that you could have all of this as a guide, okay? First thing that you're going to want to do, obviously, is watch the videos, okay? We talked, and I think I provided some information, a little bit, might not have been a lot of information, but I did provide some information about point-by-point method and block method. So these are two great videos. Now, I will say this, they are about 19 minutes long. Take the time, watch both videos, okay? Watch both videos so that you understand, first of all, what point-by-point method is in a comparison and contrast essay, and then also what the block method is in a compare and contrast essay. She's absolutely awesome, and she breaks it down. You'll want to make sure you read through this information, okay? Now, the next thing, obviously, I have, a color-coded, and I'm going to actually pull that up. Where are you? Here we go. Okay, so this is a color-coded kind of version of a compare and contrast essay, okay? So it gives you kind of a sample thesis, and then it color-codes so that you understand, normally in a thesis statement, we will always want to make sure that we are outlining our 3 points, okay? Now, the beauty of this particular outline, okay, is that it's color-coded so it shows you where everything falls in line. Okay, so you see the thesis here at the top. Gay and heterosexual adoption differ in the laws for adopting, number of children adopted, and social issues facing adopted children in either type of home. So as you see, it's broken down by purple, green, and red. So our purple up here is the laws for adoption. Okay, so it breaks down gay adoption, and then of course heterosexual adoption. Excuse me, getting tongue-tied. And then part 2 breaks down the number of children adopted, which you see here is in green. And remember, we're following parallel structure, so everything needs to go in the order. And this is the same rule for your paper. So whatever you talk about first, so this is our point 1, the laws for adopting. That point 1 needs to be the first body paragraph that you're discussing in your paper. Okay, same thing. This is your point 2, and then this is point 3. And this is why this color-coded method is just awesome. So again, next point in green is the number of children adopted, and then the last is social issues facing adopted children in either type of home. Now, this obviously is a point-by-point method outline. It's going over all 3 points, and then it's discussing the 2 subjects, right? So the 2 subjects obviously are gay and heterosexual adoption methods, right? So, obviously you see where these 2 colors keep coming up, right? And so starting with the laws for adopting. So it talks about gay adoption, and then you have to provide some supporting evidence. Then you talk about the next topic, which is the heterosexual adoption, and then it talks about that supporting evidence. Same thing for number of children adopted and social issues facing, adopted children in either type of home. So all of these things, you're going to give the points, right? And then you're going to talk about each subject one by one, giving supporting evidence. So if you decided to do a point-by-point method, this is what that, kind of gives you a visual. Now, I forgot, honestly, to do a block method. Or do I have a block method? Nope, that's still point-by-point. I thought I had a block method. I don't think I do. Okay, and that's okay. You guys kind of get the idea, I'm sure, but we're going to go over the template, and hopefully that will make things kind of clear. So let me, first of all, we're going to talk about, we're going to do the point by point. So I'm going to show you, this is the template. Now, first and foremost, and let me make this big so we can talk one page at a time. I tried to go ahead on the template, and the reason why you want to use the template is because I have formatted it for you guys in MLA. Now, the only thing that you will have to fix, I believe, is the font. And that's because for whatever reason, it keeps going back to Calibri. So you want to make sure that you select all, obviously go up and change it to Times New Roman. Make sure it's 12. Okay. After you fix that, it should be okay. All right. And I may try to see if I can save it again, see if it'll let me do it this time. I don't know what's happening with my computer, but I'll try it. And if not, again, because you're watching this video, watch that step by step and just do, what I just did to fix it. Okay. Next, obviously, the first thing, you have to come up with a title. So think about, obviously, based off your approved topic, what type of title you can have. So just, begin to think about that. Now, here's the tricky part, and I don't want anybody to get lost in this introduction, okay? I don't want you guys to think that you have to go really, really in depth. I'm not looking for large paragraphs. I'm looking for a sentence or two, okay? So literally, if you have an attention getter or a hook that you can think of right now, go ahead and put it. Remember that nothing's set in stone. You can always change, whatever. If you come up with a different hook later when you start writing your paper later this week, because again, the paper is due, on Thursday for peer review. So you really need to be thinking about your attention getter, your hook already anyway. So this is why this is kind of a good activity. But so, definitely try to think of something. But if for some reason you change it, it's not the end of the world. You can give some background information. You only need a sentence. So depending on what your topic is, you can literally, put one sentence there that just kind of gives some type of background, and then your thesis statement. Now, you want to obviously use the format that we just talked about, but make sure, that obviously you're outlining your 3 points, okay? And then, of course, making sure that you are outlining your subject as well. And go back into the information that was provided last week, to help you with this. And then, of course, it shows the points. So you got point 1, obviously, so whatever your point is, and then subject 1, subject 2. And I, tried to make sure that I wasn't going to copy and paste this all throughout, but just so you kind of knew what to do, as many specifics as you need to make your comparison contrast, right? So, it's really up to you. If you have, more information you want to provide, that's perfectly fine. But, anyway, so it's going by the point 1, you've got subject 1, subject 2. Then you got point 2, you got subject 1, subject 2, right? And then, Lord, and I don't know how I got 4 here. Excuse me for that. Really, it's supposed to be about 2 per each, so you can fix it as long as you have 2 kind of points of comparison for each subject. Honestly, that's okay. I mean, 2 specific, to kind of explain the points, that's fine, okay, within your outline. Same thing for point 3. Down here with the conclusion, I wanted you guys to make sure that you remember you need to emphasize the major ties. Obviously, you can just think of one sentence that can kind of show how they're similar, how they're different, that type of thing. Of course, this can be, again, one sentence is fine for the outline, your evaluation of each topic. And again, if for some reason you kind of get stuck on this one, normally, again, you can just kind of give kind of an overview, evaluating the 2 topics, and that should be fine. Now, obviously, within your conclusion, you're always wanting to make sure that you are reiterating what you have said. So your conclusion is basically tying everything in a bow. That's probably my favorite analogy for your conclusion. You're tying everything in a bow, showing, why what you've already said is important. Okay, so that's pretty much what you're doing here. Okay, and then after you've done that, obviously you're all good to go. Make sure too that obviously you remove this template information when you plug in your name. You're going to plug in my name, plug in the course and section. So English 111 and whatever your section number is. Make sure that you're following proper MLA. So obviously our E and G is going to be all caps, and make sure everything else behind it is correct as well. Make sure your date is correct. You guys need to be looking at MLA format in your book, because a lot of you are kind of struggling when it comes to getting our formatting correct. Okay, so let's make sure that we are looking and using our book as you are doing these things. Okay, and then of course making sure you plug in your last name. The page number should be pretty much fixed, so you guys should be okay. Same thing for our block method. You're going to still do your introduction, And then you're going to talk about it topic to topic, and then breaking down the conclusion. So make sure, read through these templates, whichever one speaks to you the most, whether it's block method, whether it's point-by-point method, use it. If you have questions, send me a message. But obviously, make sure you're looking at all the information in the folder to kind of help you get to where you need to be. Okay? Again, if you have questions, let me know. But I'm hoping that everyone will be good to go. Just try to get it done. Make sure that your assignment is in by tonight, by 11:59. All right? Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye.